Greg, talk about that special friendship between Trump and his allies. What would a win be for President Trump over the next 24 hours?
I don't think there will be. If he meets with them and they smile, that could be a win. I think it's going to be very icy, very chilly. There's a reason why he's leaving early. He knows how this movie's going to end. And I think he doesn't want to be there for the final photo op because they're all going to be pretty grim-faced.
So the rhetoric from, say, even last year with G20, NATO, was all about the conflict between President Trump, global leaders. There's a great picture of him sitting alone at a luncheon with all the other leaders not with him. This is not a new story. Why is it such heightened now? Why is it heightened now?
Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, an awful lot of Republicans in this city are upset, especially Republicans from the Farm Belt. They worry about tariffs from Canada, France on soybeans or whatever. I think the agricultural community and many Republicans are worried. Secondly, it's something that I consider pretty troubling. It's the level of personal animosity that we've seen in tweets from Trump over the last few days, especially toward Macron and Trudeau. That personal animosity is a new angle, in my opinion.
So how would something like that wind up playing out? Because what's interesting to me is that China and the U.S., Trump comes full force at China. They actually wind up sitting and negotiating, yet Europe's taking a different tact, and Trudeau as well, coming out full force again. Why don't they see what China's doing and say, you know what, I'll try that instead?
Well, I think they may eventually. I think as far as the impact on the U.S., I think it's going to be modest. Maybe it'll shave 2 or 0.3% off GDP. Maybe it'll be a little inflationary. The bigger impact is on Western Europe. And I think eventually they may cry uncle, they may compromise, but we're nowhere close to that now.
What do you think would make them do that?
Oh, I think signs that their economies are sinking, signs that business leaders in Western Europe can't make any long-term plans because they worry about tariffs. That's an angle also very quickly here in the U.S. I've talked to business leaders who were euphoric last year over tax cuts, regulatory reform. Now, all of a sudden, they can't plan quite as easily. The certainty level is diminished because of all of the tariff talk that I think will persist.